Fani speaks. It's her first time giving an exclusive interview. It's not a long excerpt, but you know our girl, Cash Money Fani G. Willis, she sure does pack a punch. OMG, you're going to love to hear this. Oh my goodness, what she says about what's been going on, about the media's coverage of her, about her reputation. You don't want to miss this. Also, the Pit Bull Sadow Responds. So hang around for that. So this is the first time that she's ever given an actual interview, and she gave this exclusive interview with reporters today, Saturday, March 23rd, 2024. I know I look like I just literally got done taking my kids out for a picnic. So I apologize. I don't look like my normal weekday attire. So she just this Saturday, she was out at some kind of Easter community event, probably a bunch of BS. She doesn't really care about the community. And there were reporters there. And this is what she had to say. Check this out.
Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis spent her Saturday at an Easter egg hunt. The event was put together by WAVE, an organization of law enforcement officers dedicated to helping children and the homeless throughout the year. Willis was surprisingly candid, Fred, regarding questions about the last few months of her life, including her Georgia election interfering case against Donald Trump and the scandal brought about by her prior romantic relationship with special prosecutors she appointed for the case. We wanted to know if she feels like she needs to reclaim her reputation, and this was her reply.
I don't feel like my reputation needs to be reclaimed. Let's say it for the record. I'm not embarrassed by anything I've done. I guess my greatest crime is I had a relationship with a man, but that's not something that I find embarrassing in any way. And I know that I have not done anything that's illegal.
The racketeering case was delayed by 2 months. So let's remember, following the revelations about her personal life, her decision-making credibility was also damaged in the eyes of Judge Scott McAfee. But the embattled Fulton County District Attorney said the main case was not delayed because her team never stopped working on it. Let's take a listen.
No, my team's been continuing to work, and I think the media and especially organizations like your own have been paying attention. All while that was going on, we were writing responsive briefs. We were still doing the case in the way that it needed to be done. I don't feel like we've been slowed down at all. I do think that there are efforts to slow down this train, but the train is coming.
Oh, wow. I told you guys, I've said this many, many times. First, I was not surprised in the least that when the judge gave his ruling, what was this, a few weeks ago? Gosh, I lose track. It just happens it's just constant with this girl. When he issued his ruling saying that one of them needs to stay on or one needs to leave, I knew for a fact that she was going to stay on this. And what happened? Nathan Wade issued his resignation immediately. And of course, Fani Cash Money G accepted like that. I knew that she was not going to go anywhere. I even said in our last video, I said this woman could be literally behind bars and she's still going to be like, I'm on the case. I'm going to try this case. I'm not doing anything. I'm not embarrassed by anything I did. She just said, let's make this for the record. I'm not embarrassed about anything I did. Storming into court, calling attorneys, Ashley Merchant, the defense team for Trump, liars, holding up her brief saying, lie, this is a lie. Making the judge walk out of the court, acting a fool. There isn't a legal analyst on both sides. This is bipartisan, universal bipartisan agreement. There is not a legal analyst, a legal expert, a judge, attorney, criminal attorney, years and years of ethos and credibility experience who would say that Fani Cash Money G. Willis acted with appropriate decorum in that courtroom. And yet, what does she say? I'm not embarrassed. This train is coming. We're still working on this. Nobody's going to take me off. She gets her Jerry Springer neck going. Holy macadamia. I mean, it's one thing to say, look, we're going to continue. It's one thing to say we're going to keep working on this case. It's one thing to say, yeah, we're doing it for the people, which everybody knows is BS. It's one thing to say, we're going to continue to put in the work. We're going to continue to make sure that all the talking points for the Obama consortium, Democratic, woke mind virus BS, right? It's one thing to do that. But then to actually still, after all of the stuff that's come out, I didn't do anything illegal. I didn't do anything wrong. And I'm not embarrassed for the way I acted? Like, there's no ounce of self-respect with this woman. There is literally zero self-respect. There is zero self-awareness. And you think that this woman has empathy? All these people coming out against her, all these eyewitness testimony, her best friend, her coworkers, former people that have worked around her. Even Terrence Bradley seemed very vindictive when he exchanged text messages with Ashley Merchant. We talked about the toxicity of her, and I can't even imagine if she acts like that in front of cameras. How do you think she acts at home? How do you think she acts when there's no cameras around? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, Nez Nation. Okay. So that is the first time that Cash Money G. Willis has spoken to anybody since this whole debacle. There was a little snippet that I shared where she kind of was going to get her reelection, registration for her reelection, where she gave kind of a snippet. But this is like the first time, and I think there's more to come from this interview. That was just a clip. I'm going to share it all with you. Trust me, don't go anywhere. But check out what the Pit Bull Sadow responded to what Cash Money G said. Check this out. Hey, check this out. So this is Steve the Pit Bull Sadow, Trump's attorney, posting this on X, shared with me. And he's posting the actual interview that I just shared with you earlier. And he says here, read this caption at the top. Apparently, Judge McAfee's warning to Willis in his disqualification order about talking about the case in a public forum is simply being ignored. Does that surprise anyone? Mr. Sadow, it sure doesn't surprise me. Does it surprise you, Nez Nation? Let me know in the comments if you're surprised. Write surprised or write not surprised in the comments right now. I want to see what you guys say about this. And I'll show it to Sadow. This woman does not have an ounce of professionalism. She doesn't have an ounce of self-awareness. She doesn't have an ounce of empathy. Her ego and narcissism. Look, I think Trump has an ego. I think Trump has narcissism. I think a lot of the greats do. But hers, and even her sisterhood, her sister from another sister or sister from another mother, what do you want to call it? Letitia Big Shame James. They both have egos and hubris that you couldn't fit into a mansion, let alone a doorway. I don't know how they go anywhere. I don't know how they have any friends, family, or loved ones. I can't imagine if this is how she acts on camera, if this is her idea of professionalism, representing Fulton County, the district attorney office, representing Georgia, representing the people, because she's all about the people. I can't imagine what Cash Money G and Letitia Big Shame James is like behind closed doors in private, no cameras, no iPhone, no nothing. I cannot imagine. It must be an absolute nightmare hellscape. I can't even imagine. So, I mean, you guys, you saw my video today. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave it at the end screen on the great Ashley Merchant talking about this thing is far from over. It sounds as if Cash Money G has zero empathy, has zero self-respect, zero self-awareness. She's not going anywhere. It's game on, y'all. It is game on. Let the battle begin. This is going to be a rumble, a tumble, a stumble, a fumble like we've never seen. I want to throw this off to you guys. I mean, what do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of the way that she just blatantly, with a straight face, I ain't got nothing to be embarrassed of. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything illegal. Well, actually, you lied under oath. You committed perjury. You used forfeiture funds on vacations, Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you. You hired a special prosecutor, has zero qualifications, and you laundered taxpayer money. You funneled that into your expense account using cash with no receipts. I'd say you're pretty much a third-rate criminal because you're doing a poor job of actually stealing and not getting caught, A. B, you don't have any remorse. C, you have no dignity. D, you have no self-awareness. I mean, you've committed multiple acts. You've done illegal. I mean, your middle name is illegal, Cash Money G. I just call you Cash Money G because it sounds better. And, you talked about giving that G. But I want to hear from you, Nez Nation. What do you guys think of this? I mean, how could this case not get dismissed? How could this case not get disqualified? How are you not embarrassed by your actions? How are you not I mean, just a little bit of dignity. How are you not embarrassed by the way you acted? It's just bonkers. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments. As always, I try really hard to respond to all the comments. Obviously, members get top priority. Super chats, super things get top priority. I really, really appreciate you guys. If you made it this far, make sure you subscribe to our absolutely free email newsletter. Be a Nez Nation Insider. It's in the pinned comment. It's also in the description of the video and in the show notes if you happen to be listening to the podcast, which, by the way, check out our podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple, everywhere you listen to iHeartRadio, everywhere you listen to podcasts, Amazon Music. We're everywhere. So check out our podcast, too, if you like to listen to these on the way to work, or in the car. I like to listen to podcasts when I walk my dog. Check them out. But, yeah, it's in the pinned comment and in the show notes and in the description. It's free. Just give us your best email and you'll never miss out. Check out this video that I posted today, which is amazing, really informative, from Ashley Merchant. And she spills the beans. Everything you need to know about what's to come, what's to happen, what could happen. Check out that video down there. I just posted that recently. And as always, Nez Nation, I love you. God bless you. God bless your families. And may God bless America. I'll see you soon.